This is getting out of hand. Another horrible day where our starting pitchers might be injured, our offense might be failing. Is it finally time to hit that panic button? We'll get into all of that in just a second. Before anything, hi, welcome back to another episode of Padres Digest with your host, Andrew. Happy to be back again. Not happy to have to report to you this kind of news. Before we get into that, though, of course, two things. Stick around to the end of the video because we do have some post-game fan reactions, as always, where I get you guys, the fans, involved. Post on Twitter, post on the subreddit. Maybe you'll be featured. And, of course, please subscribe to the channel. It makes me happy when I see our subscriptions go up. And right now, the Padres make me sad. So let's counteract that. But let's just jump into the talking points real quick. Is Michael King okay? As you saw, he was scratched today. I have some articles about that. What can the Padres do on offense? What can they do to fix their offense? We'll talk about that and some positives from today because there are some slight positives, as always, from every loss. Yeah, today, not a great day. I mean, 7-1. I have everything brought up on here, but 7-1. And at points, it seemed like we might have had a chance, but our offense was just like really faltering. And then, as sad as it sounds to say, when I saw Alec Jacob come in, my hope kind of went pew. And then I like the moment where I was like, okay, maybe he'll get out of this. It went downhill. He gave up the home run, as you saw in the intro, and it went downhill from there, pretty much. So let's just get into our little things real quick. So we started with Michael King, like I said. Michael King has been scratched from today's start. Right shoulder stiffness, bullpen game for the Padres. Sean Reynolds will start. But the good news is, the word is that Michael King slept on his shoulder awkwardly. He experienced some shoulder stiffness today. The Padres do not believe that there's any long-term issue, but decided it was better if King did not start. So, here's some reasons why we might be okay, but here's some reasons why this could be a problem, right? So, this really quickly. We have placed Jason Hayward on the 10-day IL. We brought up Luis Campusano. Everyone believes, and I am a part of this belief train, this is the phantom IL. If you don't know what the phantom IL is basically when, like, there's a player that's performing poorly, and you say he's injured, and then you put him on the IL so you can open up a roster spot. That's kind of how we feel about this. Now, I saw this on Reddit, and obviously Reddit's not like the most credible source, but some people are skeptical that the Padres are giving us the full information. Is Michael King tired? Did he feel a discomfort and this is a cover story? I'm not claiming that it is, but I want to put that question out there. Like, how accurate was this report? I personally think if Michael King slept on his shoulder awkwardly, like, I'm a side sleeper too, and don't get me wrong, I lose blood on my arms and I gotta switch every single time. But, like, does that mean he can start tomorrow? Like, if you feel like stiffness in your shoulder from sleeping, you're either like 40 years old or there's something else going on. Because I feel like if this is not as bad as AC makes it seem, why can't he just start tomorrow, right? Like, we need the win, and we know how Dylan Cease can be on and off. So I guess we'll have to see if he's actually okay tomorrow. This could be like me putting on like the tinfoil hat and like giving out conspiracy theories. Let me know what you guys think. You think this is actually like a problem, like an actual thing, or am I just like presenting an overblown situation? My opinion is that he's hurt himself a little bit, and maybe this is what he said is happening. I feel like shoulder stiffness from sleeping on your shoulder isn't like, well, obviously it's a real thing, but I feel like it isn't as big as a deal as it could be. I don't know how to feel. I'll let you guys decide. Maybe I'm putting on a tinfoil cap too much, but yeah. So, like we said, Sean Reynolds, we'll show the stat real quick just so we don't get too ahead of ourselves. But Sean Reynolds was starting today. And, I mean, 3 earned runs isn't horrible, but let me go back to this tweet real quick. A grazed jersey and 3 weak grounders / dribblers for a very soft runoff Sean Reynolds, who was solid in place of King. I mean, yeah, Sean Reynolds was, first of all, he's pitched a lot recently. And secondly, he had very short notice to prep. So, like, I don't hate the way he performed. I mean, 3 earned runs, and they weren't, like, entirely, like, I don't want to say entirely his fault, but things just didn't go his way. But I still liked it. I mean, he's pitched a lot better than Alec Jacob has recently. But hopefully tomorrow, because now our bullpen is going to be kind of used because of the bullpen day today. So pretty much Dylan Cease has to be on it tomorrow, and he can't be walking a lot of people. His pitch count can't be too high because, like, we don't really have anyone else to use right now. So we'll see. We'll see. Let's move on to our next point real quick. What can the Padres do to fix their offense? What can the Padres do on offense? Probably, honestly, not a lot. So I'll get back to that real quick. But safe to say the Padres are insanely lucky that they totally stole that game from the Braves last night and snapped their losing streak, because they are still very much broken and still very, very bad at baseball. Wrong button. Yeah, let's just take a little looky look. So you'll notice Tatis is on the thumbnail today. 2 strikeouts, 4 at-bats, and he played so horribly, they took him out of the lineup in the last out and put in Tyler Wade. And at first, I was like, why the hell would you ever take Tatis out of the lineup? But, I mean, Tyler Wade got on base, which is something Tatis can't even do right now. So Luis Arraez with an absolute stinker. Bogaerts, stinker. Gavin Sheets, stinker. I mean, when Diaz gets more hits than you, you know you're doing something bad. And then Lockridge, I mean, he got to run. He got to run. But at this point, it's like, what can we do about the offense? We brought up Campusano. A lot of people are high on him. I know Christian really likes Campusano. I still don't like Campusano. I don't think he's the fix. I don't think he's the option that we really need to go for. We're not changing the lineup, apparently. Apparently, Mike Shildt says this lineup will eventually work. So what? Right? So what? Let me show you some more stuff real quick. Not that. So the Padres don't hit the ball hard or in the air like ever. They are 29th in average launch angle, 25th in average exit velocity, and 27th in barrel percentage. So basically that means they're not hitting the ball hard at all. They're just happy to make contact and put the ball in the air. That's how it's been all year, which leads to the 0 slug. Gotta change something. Like I've been saying a lot, this team's all about next man up. We're not a home run hitting team. Power is not there. Machado doesn't have power, even though he hit a home run. Machado doesn't have power. Arraez never had power. Gavin Sheets and Tatis are the only ones with power, and Tatis can't even hit a ball anymore. So, what do you do? What do you do? Let's get into this real quick. I've been harping on Tatis a lot because I saw this on Twitter, and I wanted to share it with you guys. I want to preface this by saying Tatis has been our best player this year, but his recent stretch has disappointed me. Not because he's struggling, but because of the way he's carrying himself. The body language is quite awful. You can basically tell that when he's locked in or not just based off of that. The only thing holding Tatis back from being consistently great is himself. This team gravitates around the auras of specific players, which sounds really stupid. Don't get me wrong. But when Tatis's vibes are down because of the poor play, you can see it rub off on the rest of the team. Now, there's definitely players who are putting in some effort. Don't get me wrong. That's why I love Tyler Wade. He's always giving it 100% because he knows his playing time is not limited, but he has to work for it, basically. Let's put it that way, right? But Tatis is secure in his position. But if he takes that for granted, I'm not saying he is, but if he does and he starts losing that like good attitude that like brings him that greatness, like does he need a vacation? You know what I mean? Like what can you fix about that? And like, again, 2 strikeouts, not even like great pitches. And like this has been consistent for like the past couple of days, maybe even going on for a week. And yeah, he hit the walk-off home run. But if you think about it, the walk-off home run was a detriment to him. Not a detriment, but like everything's kind of gone downhill for him after that walk-off home run. And it's like, what mental adjustment does he have to make in order to fix these problems he has right now? Because as of right now, things for him are going horrid. Kind of like Jackson Merrill, but he got a little bit better. He was a little better yesterday, and today he was a little bit better. So he's getting better. Jackson Merrill is figuring it out. But what does Tatis have to do to figure this out? And then I guess I can share this with you right now. So this is a Reddit thread. I will say this was from 2 days ago, but this is before we won at the Braves game yesterday. But I feel like it's still tracks. I feel like it's still a viable, or it's still relevant. Let's put it that way, right? So Padres fans on Reddit, someone asked, "How concerned are you with the team at the moment?" There's not worried at all, very worried, and slightly worried. I don't know. I'm sure the sentiment is the same for this time around. I still feel like we're all slightly worried. I don't think we're very worried yet, but I think if we start dropping, at least if we drop this series and maybe the next series, if we're okay, how about this? I don't have the schedule anymore up, but after this road trip, if we keep losing series and then we go home and lose another series, I think at that point you start getting very worried. Because obviously at that point we're tanking, obviously, because we're losing series. But if we can't even win at home, like where can we win? You know what I mean? So I guess this is also talk about the bullpen real quick. I kind of showed some pictures. I teased some pictures, but we were talking about Alec Jacob and our bullpen. I saw this on Twitter right now. Team bullpen ERA. Remember the good old days when we were number 1 with a 2.62? We are 346 and in 10th place. And I'm not saying 10th place is horrible, because obviously top 10 is good out of 30, but we were number 1. And like players like Alec Jacob, his 6.26 ERA, 23 innings pitched, 29 hits, 17 runs, 16 earned runs, 6 home runs, and 10 walks. And I liked Alec Jacob. I was on the Alec Jacob team. This man's got to go down. 100%. I know AAA is a hitter's paradise, so sometimes the ERAs look a little bloated in AAA, but there is somebody you can find in AAA to bring up. I think his name was David Morgan. I don't have the roster brought up, but that was a name I feel like I saw being thrown around. Sorry if I got his name wrong, but at this point, why don't we even have him on the roster? Like, clearly he doesn't have it. Mike Shildt has seen the past couple of days, past a week, basically, that he doesn't have it. So, like, what are we... I guess it's just Mike Shilt's fear, or maybe even AJ Preller's fear, of changing things, which I still don't understand, because clearly things are not working. I know, yes, bad luck that Michael King didn't pitch today. Maybe the game could have been different if he did pitch today. But again, with the offense we have, we shouldn't be scoring 1 run a game or less, because that's kind of how it's been. 1 run or less. But I guess we'll talk about the positives real quick. Positives, like I kind of teased, Manny Machado, 2 walks, 2 hits, 2 at-bats. He was on base every at-bat, I'm pretty sure. We love that, and we take that. Machado might be back. Jackson Merrill, 2 hits, getting better. And of course, Wandy Peralta actually did pretty good. I mean, he's been getting better slowly, which I loved. Alec Jacob. But Yuki Matsui, I know he gave up the 1 run, but that wasn't really... No, well, I guess the stat didn't say he gave up the run, but the run counted towards Jacob. Let's just say he did a good job. Let's put it that way, right? I was gonna defend him, but no, the run went against Jacob. So Yuki Matsui, still a dog. Besides that, not much else was really great for us, but I want to show you guys the post-game talking points real quick. Let's answer these real quick. Is King okay? Yes, probably. If not, let's just pile on the bad news now. Let's get over it. What can the Padres do on offense? At this point, if they don't want to change anything, I have no idea. That's up for AJ Preller and Shildt to decide. I just hope it's something. And positives from today. Some of our bullpen pieces are doing good, and Manny and Merrill might be back. Post-game fan reactions. So these aren't really funny. Some of them are a lot more informative that I wanted to share with you guys. I don't have like a billion images. So I only have 9 slots for images, so I saved some of these here. But the starters, I miss when my baseball team was good. Yeah. When it hit 7-1, when they scored those 2 runs in the 7th, I was like this close to like, just like not even pausing the game, just turning the game off. And like, I knew I couldn't because I have to watch the game, but like, I was at that point where I was like, I don't want to watch this right now. I was so over it. But moving on, we'll go down. The beatings will continue until the offense improves, which it won't. We saw this already, but 29th in launch angle, 25 in average exit velocity, 27th in barrel percentage. Yeah, it's at this point, what can you change about that? You know what I mean? Is it Victor Rodriguez, our hitting coach? Is he not doing a good job? Because he was great last year. Is this his fault? We won't know because we're not there in the locker room, but let me know what you guys think about that. And then we'll go Manny, Arraez, and Shildt are the only ones not looking lifeless at the plate right now. And this brought up a really good point, the next comment. The thing is that this swaps. A few weeks ago, it was Tatis only. Prior, we were missing Arraez and Merrill. They haven't really vibed at all together except for the first week or so of the season. So once some players get hot, some players get cold or ice cold. But so far recently, it's never been everyone's hot. It's either these players are hot or these players are cold. It's not meshing. And that's what hurts us most, especially with our type of offense. Like I keep saying, the next man up type of offense. It does not work if half our team is cold, in my opinion. 12th in runs scored in the NL, 20th overall, which is awful. The offense is bad. This is just the reality we are working with. We thought getting guys back would make a difference. It didn't. The offense is simply bad, and as of right now, showing no signs of getting better. Yeah, we kind of talked about this. What can they do? You guys let me know. Umpires keep deciding this game with garbage calls. Bring on the ABS challenge system already. Yeah, Bogaerts had an awful. I remember the exact scenario too. Guys on first and second, 0 outs. Bogaerts has a good eye at the plate. Umpire, a lot of times an umpire today just gave up horrible calls. And I don't want to say it killed the rally because even with first and second with no out or 1 out, like Padres should still be able to do something. But it does not help getting the bat taken out of your hands. But yeah. I'm a little frustrated today. I don't want to keep yapping your ear off. I just want to know what you guys think. What can the team do to fix the offense? Because clearly they're not going to change anything. I mean, Campusano's one change, but like, is he even that big of a change? I know Christian's going to have a video talking about Tirso Ornelas. I forgot how to say his name. I'm so sorry. But is he an option in left field? If we just get him at bats? Make sure you watch that video. It should be out in a sec. And yeah, let me know how you guys feel about today. And of course, please subscribe to the channel. Help me feel better because of the misery that this team is putting me through. And as always, have a fantastic rest of your day and go Padres. Thank you for watching.